It's Monday. I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. I had the most amazing week, and if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I went to the Knitting and Stitch show in Harrogate on Friday last week. So all of last week was taken up with planning my first trip there. I was so excited, and it was amazing. I went with Sharon, my bestie, and we stayed over at the White Hart Hotel, which was beautiful and ideally had its own parking, and it was only a 5-minute walk away from the convention centre in Harrogate where the Knitting and Stitch show was. So absolutely perfecto. But that's enough about that today. I've tried to do some vlogging of the day, of the weekend, not just a day. And I'm halfway through editing it, so I'm aiming for that to go out on Thursday as a separate vlog. So today is Monday Make Some Plans. So let's talk about, apart from the stitch show, what I got up to last week with my sewing and what I'm hoping to get done this week. But before we get into that, I've started to do a comment of the week, and I did the first one last week, and then I was a little bit worried because I did say the lady's name, and not everybody likes their name publicised all over YouTube. So I was a bit, oops, have I done the wrong thing? Anyway, all's well. The lady was happy, so we're going to carry on with shout out of the week. But I am just going to do first names. So shall we shout out this week's comment? Now, I love all of your comments, and there are a lot of them now, which is brilliant, and I try to respond to every single one. If I miss yours, it is not intentional. Sometimes YouTube hides them somewhere in hyperspace, I think. So I may not respond 100% to them all, but I think I'm pretty close. I do read them all. I do love receiving them all. And I take your comments and your hints and tips that you give me on board, because we're all on a learning curve together, girls, aren't we? Anyway, shall we talk about the best comment I got this week? It was from a lady whose name on YouTube is Libby K. Libby comments an awful lot on my vlogs, if not on every single one. So she is another lady who I need to say a huge thank you for their continued support to. And this week her comment was quite thought-provoking, I think. Let me just bring it up on my iPad. It'll appear on the screen and I'll hopefully read it out. But I'll have to put my specs on first. As if by magic it appears on the iPad, and hopefully it'll be on your screen as well now. So what did Libby have to say this week? Another great vlog, Christine. Thanks, Libby. I like the idea. Now, this is from the 10 Christmas gadget gifts vlog that I did last Thursday. I will put the link in the description if you didn't manage to see it and you don't know what on earth we're talking about. So, from that vlog, Libby says, I like the idea of electric scissors, but I'm a bit sceptical. Yeah, so am I, if I'm honest. I think I'll wait and see what you think of them first. Thanks, Libby. No pressure. I'm in the middle of reorganising my sewing room. I'm always reorganising mine, hon. Well, my husband is doing all the work. Oh, send him my way. I really need to make inroads into my fabric, though, and not buy any more in the meantime. How many of us are in that situation? I'm always trying not to buy fabric and always buying it. I would love to come to one of your socials at some point, but live north of the border. So if you're not in the UK, that means I'm in Lancashire, which is sort of middle of the country, and Libby is in, I'm guessing north of the border means she's in Scotland, which is, so I'm here, she's up here somewhere. So a fair distance away, really. Might make a special trip the beginning of next year. How fabulous would that be? Now, chit-chatting to that on that comment with Libby, apparently her and her husband do travel around the country on various cheeky trips away, and she's hoping to coordinate one with one of my socials. How fabulous would that be? Right, we'll take the bins off and continue with this week's Make Some Plans. So the next thing up is the small channel shout out. I'm not going to go into the whys and wherefores because I say it every week, but basically if you're a small channel under 2,000 subscribers, please feel free to use the hashtag small sewing channel. And if you're a viewer and want to see some new channels, search that hashtag and lots of small sewing channels will come up for you to have a nosy at. My small sewing channel this week is a lady I've been watching for quite a while. She makes me chuckle. She's full of life, full of enthusiasm for sewing, lots of hints and tips because she's been sewing for a long time and has taught sewing as well. She lives in New Zealand and her name is Stacey J Studio. I'll put it along the bottom, so go and, if you're not watching her already, I'd be amazed. Go and give it a watch. Subscribe to her channel and support another small sewing channel as well as mine, and that will be great. So what did I get up to last week? As per usual, I've written it down because otherwise I'll forget. First thing, have you seen what I'm wearing, girls? I've finished the Pinafore. It's not perfect. You can see there's a little pleat here. It's just, it is what it is. It's a wearable toile. And I've decided it's finished. It more or less fits. And I'm not unpicking that again now unless it really, really annoys me. And then I might do one day when I'm bored and have nothing better to do. But I'm going to wear it. I'm going to see how I get on, how much I reach for this garment in my wardrobe and use that as a decision whether to invest in some more expensive fabric and make another one, because this cord was from Ammo Thread, so it probably cost me about £8-9. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. I think the press studs cost me more than the fabric did. And speaking of the press studs, don't want to flash my boobs at you, but copper. I put those on this morning using the creative tool, and I timed it. So there are 8 press studs, so there's 2 sides to each one. I'll just pull the top one open and you can see they're solid, they're not moving anywhere, so it's put them on really well. And as I said, I timed it. I had to measure them out using this gadget. If you've not got one of these and you're vertically challenged and alter patterns, get one, because it puts automatically works out your buttonhole press stud spacing for you. No more maths, no more head scratching. Get one of those. I'll put the link in the description. So I've worked out the spacing using this. That took a couple of minutes. And then got cracking with the Vario pliers. As I said, I timed it and it took me 20 minutes. 20 minutes to do 8. So how many is that per one then? 8 in 20 minutes. How does that work out at? 2.5 minutes each. Am I right? I think so. Yeah, so just over a couple of minutes. And there's 2 sides to these press studs. And it was the first time I'd done any, well, I did the couple on my little demo, and this is the first time I've picked it up since. So I was quite impressed with that. They do feel sturdy. I didn't waste any of them like I would do with the Vario pliers, because let's face it, these press studs are not cheap. And although this gadget at the moment is £56 on Amazon, these press studs for a pack of 10, the best I can get is I think about £7.50. And I've lost count of the number of them that I've wasted. They've fallen off, they've not attached right. When I've been using the Vario pliers, I must have wasted loads of them. So I'm justifying the creative tool, because if I don't waste any of these, I'll be quids in. I use press studs a lot, and I'm going to use that gadget an awful lot. So the Pinafore, still not right, but I think I know what I need to do next time. This is the Jennifer Lauren handmade Dulce Pinafore. It comes with, and I thought this is the one for me because it comes with 3 cup sizes for the bodice. So I thought we're going to get a perfect fit here. But I think because I had 3 options, I picked the wrong one to start with, because I decided it was a C cup. It comes with a B, a C or a D cup for the top. And my logic was, well, I'm always in the middle, so I need C. No. I need to do a B cup going forward, and I need to go down another size from what I did as well. I've made all the notes in my planner, so as I said, I'm going to wear it a few times. Maybe in the new year I'll review it, see how many times I've worn it, do I like wearing it, and if I do, then I will try again. You see, it might be because it was cheap cord that it was hard to do. I don't know, I'm trying to find excuses now. It was me. I did it wrong. But I've learned from it, and that's what sewing's all about, isn't it? It's donkey's years since I've made a pinafore. And because it's a fitted bodice, I wanted it to look really nice. Maybe I just put too much pressure on myself. But it's done. Pinafore, finished. Draw a line and move on. So what else have I made this week? You'll see on my mate Rita this beautiful fabric, and this is another of the Billie dresses, and I've done it in a beautiful Ponte Roma from Gemini Stitches. If she's still got it in stock, I will pop the link below. And it's another one that I love. I remember to take it in, do a narrow shoulder adjustment on this one, so I've taken it in by about 3/4 of an inch on the shoulders, and again I've used the collar off the toaster sweater to give it that high neck look. Absolutely chuffed to bits with that one, and I think I'm going to stop now, otherwise I'm going to get addicted to making Billie dresses. Much like what Beck sews. Becky commented on the cable one saying, I can't remember, I'm sure she said she's got about 9 Billie dresses. You don't need another one, hun. Just love the ones that you got, but it is an amazing pattern. I agree, Becky. So that was make number 2. 2 makes in a week, cooking with gas. Now, I've tried to work through my list that I created last week, as I do every week. So the pinafore was on it, so that's a tick. And there were only 4 things on my list. The pinafore was on, tick. This baby wasn't on there, so that snuck in. And the reason it snuck in is because I went into panic mode and decided I needed a new dress for when I went to the Knitting and Stitch show in Harrogate. Why? I knew what dress I was wearing on the day. But then I thought, what am I going to wear on Saturday? Well, why was I worrying about Saturday? We weren't going anywhere. But I just wanted to make it really nice, feel really good from start to finish, so I made this. And I love it. So what else have I done? On my list also was to cut out the coat in the fuchsia pink, which was the Naya coat from Hey June Handmade. I've cut it out, and I did also promise to do a sew along for that coat. Now I had to think about that, and I watched Alex Judd do one, a different jacket. I think it was a style art Parker coat. Yes, it was. And it was really good to watch. She didn't do a full sewing vlog, but she just recorded the bits where she thought there would be useful information for people and chatted in between. So that I'm going to sort of copy her, I think, and follow that style. So I have recorded the important parts of what I did when I was cutting it out, and I've cut all the boiled wool out. So and I'm doing it in stages, obviously because of the recording. So the next stage is to cut the interfacing out and fuse the interfacing and cut the lining panels out. Now I have also, I was going to say cheated, but it's not cheated. I've invested in Lauren from Guthrie and Garnies. She does a hints and tips vlog video that you can purchase for, don't it say, or £12? It might be £12 actually. Don't know. Anyway, I'll put the link below because I've purchased it. One, to up my game and make sure my coat is of the highest standard that it possibly can be. No pressure. And two, to let you guys know whether it's worthwhile investing in those hints and tips vlog for that coat. So I won't be telling you everything that's in Lauren's vlog video because that would be unfair. But I will be commenting on what parts of it she's helped me with, and then at the end do a review, if that makes sense. So it's a 2-in-1 really. It's is this coat doable and how easy is it? And also, is it worth buying the hints and tips videos from Guthrie and Garney to help you? Anyway, enough about that. I've cut it out and I've done phase 1. So that was a tick on last week's plans. I've also gone off piste again now. Let's just check what else was on last week's actually. All the way back here. So then I've gone completely off piste. So let's have a look what else was on last week. Finished the PJs. They're still here on the back of my chair. Can you see them? Not finished. Never mind. They will get put on this week and they will get done. They're not going to be another Pinafore fiasco where it's weeks and weeks. And the other one was do more of the open wide by Annie bag that I am making as a Christmas gift. And again, not done that either. So those two are going to have to be brought forward, aren't they? And put on this week's, as well as everything else that I've got. But what I did do instead, I made the Billie Dress. I've cut out another pair of the Love Notions Sabrina Slims in a corded jersey to try and see if I can tweak that pattern because I wasn't quite happy with the Ponte ones that I made the other week. But I'm not giving up on the pattern. I'm not giving up on it. And the last thing that I've got to get done this week is, if you watch Sam Sequin Girly Creates or follow her, subscribe to her channel, we've agreed to do for each other a 12 Days of Christmas gift box. So I've got that to make up and get sent off to her. Now, excuse me, itchy nose. Within that, I'm planning on doing 2 or 3 creations of my own. So they have got to get, that's all I can tell you, because I don't want to spoil it for you, Sam. Do I? So they are going to get made up this week, and then I can get the box sent off. So that's a lot to do in a week, isn't it, again? Come on, girl power. I will get it done. The last thing that is on this week that's forwarded from last time, apart from the PJs, is the By Annie Open Wide bag. And I am going to spend a day this week on that bag and see how far I get. There we go. I've committed to it. I'm not saying what day, but I will do a day on that bag. Not get deviated. Stick to my list this week. Only do what's on the list. Nothing else. So, the last thing... My nose really is itchy. The last thing I want to tell you about is a couple of patterns that I bought. I know, I've got more than enough patterns, and I said I was just working on the patterns I've got in my stash. Impossible with me, isn't it? I did buy some at the Stitch Festival, but you'll find out which ones they were on Thursday on my vlog. But I also, as well as those, caved and bought 2 others. Now, the first one is the Friday Pattern Company's new Pogonip. It's called Pogonip Pullover. I'll put the name at the bottom. Now, I was watching Running So-and-so, and she put this one up on her vlog this week, and I fell in love with it. I'll put an image up here. I mean, look at that in pink. Oh my God. And I thought, right, I'll buy it. It's a great scrap buster, and I can make myself a few pull-on walking tops. Perfect for that. But then, because I obviously like spending money, I thought, oh, but I like that quilted pink fabric that it's in. It's really stunning, and that's what drew me to it. So I need some pink quilted fabric, don't I? And I haven't got any. So I went on Minerva. Fatal. And there's an image going to come up now. Look at that. Quilted leopard pattern. Bright pink, purple, black. Just stunning. And it's reversible. It's plain on the back. So absolutely brilliant for making that in, because I can mix and match to both sides. The downside is the price, because that fabric is $42.99 per metre. So I've wound my neck in. I'm not buying it. I'm not paying that much money for a quilted fabric. So if you see it anywhere that's similar to that, or even the bright pink there, let me know in the comments and I'll go and take a look. Because beautiful as that is, that's crazy money. For me anyway, just way out my league. So it's not happening. But I am going to make that top, and I've got some pink check fleece fabric that I'm going to do a toile of it in to get the sizing right, and then take it from there. And the other pattern I got is the ÉLÉONORE trousers from Jarly Patterns. Now I know this has been out yonks, but you know, you don't see every pattern, do you? And I only picked up on it when Lauren at Guthrie and Garmy has done it as a Sewing Society kit last month. I'll pop some images up of the ones that they've done. And I just fell in love with it. And I thought, that is I call them jeggings because they're jeans, but pull-ons pattern that I am looking for. It's suitable for stretch denim. It says 20% stretch, and I've got some black stretch denim, some mustard stretch denim, and some lilac stretch denim, all lounging in my stash, waiting for me to find the right pattern. This one might be it. Let me know if you've made this pattern up, please. Is it coming out big? Is it coming out true to size, etc.? Because that's on my radar. Probably not next week. Although you know me. No, I'm sticking to my list. When I got all my Christmas stuff done, I can look at new patterns for myself or look at making them up. I'm going to have a big queue of them by then, aren't I? So they're the new patterns. And that is my Monday Makes and Plans finished. What are you guys doing this week? Let me know. What are you making? Give me some inspo. What are you making? Are you making Christmas gifts? Are you joining in the gift to November 23 that So Like Dottie and Adam Souls are running over on Instagram? Like me, because that's what I'm going to be focusing on the rest of this month, because I need to post them onto Instagram on the 30th of November. And the other thing that I'm going to join in is Fabric Godmother. I've made 2 of the peony dresses, haven't I? And they're doing a competition. I was going to call it a challenge. It's a little competition they're doing about the peony dress, and you've got to post your peonies at the end of November and being with a chance of winning prizes on there. So I need to get some decent photos of my peonies, get my Christmas gifts, or as many of them done as I can, and get photos and get them all on Instagram. Are you with me, girls? We can do this. So this week really should be a Christmas gift making week, shouldn't it? Let's all do that instead. Forget all the nice dresses and fabrics that we've got in our stash. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. A mix of both is the best way for me. And I'm going to try and alternate my days. But that Open Wide by Annie bag I've got to break the back of it this week, because it's in my head and it's niggling now. So I'm going to stop waffling. I hope if you went to Harrogate Knitting and Stitch show over last weekend that you had a great time. You didn't spend too much money, but you got some amazing bargains. Take care. As I said, on Thursday it is my Harrogate vlog, Knitting and Stitch show. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And I will be back again next Monday for an update on where I've got up to with my ever increasing list. Take care, happy sewing, and see you next time. Bye!